Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Y'all know what it is. We are back to talk Paradise, season 2, episode 4, A Holy Charge. And I'm not here by myself. You know her, you love her, Tyra over at Struggle Reviews TV. How are you today? Happy Tuesday. And are you ready to get into Paradise?
Hell yeah, because girl, we ain't actually for that baby. We don't want that baby.
Whose white baby is this?
Whose goddamn
Spoilers.
white baby is that?
Spoilers ahead, you guys. If you have not watched, unless you love spoilers, if you haven't watched and you love spoilers, come on and stay. But we're going to get into the thick of it. I am going to say hello to everyone, though, who's here and has dropped a comment. If you're in the building, I want to know, on a scale from 1 to 10, what do you rate episode 4? 1 being the most abysmal piece of trash you've ever watched ever in your life, and 10 being a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay, that's what I want. 1 out of 10. How was episode 4 ranking for you? C Golden, what's up? What's up? What's up? Very here, very early. Hey Tremaine. Hey everyone. Hey Bookworm 5755. Welcome, welcome. Hey Anakin, not Vader. Hope you're having a great day. What's going on, Andrew? This season should be interesting. I mean, it's interesting so far. Yes, be sure to leave a like. All right. Yeah. Rico, what's going on? What's good? Hey, Allison. Hope you're having a great day. What's going on, Breeze? Hey, Boo. Hey, Boo back. Hey, Danny. What's up? Hey, Kay Calloway. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Toshiba. What's happening? What's happening? What's going on, Nicole? Okay, and we got some scores. 7.7, we have an 8, we have a 7.5, we have an 8.5, okay, 7.7, we have another 8, a 7 out of 10. Okay, what's going on, Mommy by Chance? I haven't watched any of this season, just here for the recap, and that works too. That works too. So Tyra, before we get into the thick of it, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are you rating this episode?
Oh, you know,
With no
coming in with a
context.
strong 6. Yeah, you can get this 6.
Tara said, yeah, and be happy with it. Be glad it was a 6. Hey, I see Melanie. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great day. Good to see you. Okay, so the consensus, the average that I'm seeing in the chat is around 7. Between a cute 7 and an 8. If I have to rate this, y'all, the tears were lost on me. The trauma of it all. I said, I don't know if I'm becoming a hardened OG, triple OG, Tyra. I didn't have a thug tear to shed. I did not. I didn't. And like I said last episode, for me, they didn't do enough with Annie in those couple episodes to make me feel very deeply, y'all. I just literally got done watching The Walking Dead. Listen, you gotta come with something real to get tears out of these eyes, all right? And anyway, so for that reason, I'll probably give it a cute 7. It was what Tyra say, a little around the house. It was cute, like, it was fine. We're getting closer to some answers. And I feel as though there was an Easter egg, and I can't wait to get into it. But let's start right over here where we start every single time. Overall thoughts, I'm going to go ahead and go first. Again, it just felt very mid for me. I think the amount of time that we spent on this white baby Lord and her white, like it dragged. I said, is this the whole episode? We watched it in the Discord. I was like, is this the whole entire episode? Like, what are we doing? And then being in my post-apocalyptic streets, I know what people are doing at the end of the world. And I just said, these are the nicest set of post-apocalyptic people I've ever met in my life. For whatever reason, there was some sort of disconnect for me. Like, I get that, we're entering into a new era. There's new life and what that represented 3 years ago and what that represents now, and, moving forward and progressing. And also the last of it pissed me off. I'm fine with Link, with his Love Actually. I was fine with that. But what pissed me off was Xavier getting all the way down to Atlanta with that baby strapped on his chest just to find out wifey's not there. That sent me over the edge. But I mean, it was fine. And I think we're progressing. It pushed us forward narratively, which I'm not mad at, but I wasn't thrilled. Tyra, talk to me about your overall thoughts.
This is not for the non-Cat Williams folks in the chat. If you're a Cat Williams fan, then you know what I'm talking about. Whose goddamn white baby is that? What are we supposed to do with that white baby? Huh? Immediately when the episode started, I just felt like we don't have time for this liability. Okay, we don't. We don't. We're not gonna make this black man have time for these Caucasian liabilities. We have places to go, people to see, wives to collect, children of our own to get back to. So to end up where we ended up, and now we gotta find breast milk in the apocalypse, girl. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to find formula and baby. This is. I just met you. We just met you, and I didn't like you. I'm not talking about Xavier. I'm talking about me. And it's the same thing with Lil Leo over there. Old Link. We tried to make fetch happen in the day. We got to make them just tie in so strong that we would have to believe that Xavier would stick. I'm going to stick beside him. Yeah, I just met her yesterday, but I'm going to hold this white baby down. I'm going to take care of this baby. I'm going to strap this baby to my chest in the middle of the apocalypse when I'm trying to get to my wife and my own children back into the middle of nowhere in that dome. Yeah, I'm going to take care of this baby. Where? With what? Why? I just couldn't. Even as endearing as they tried to make that scene, that was horrible. But girl, I didn't even like you, Annie. I still didn't like you. By the time I was like, damn, we got to have a whole road trip of this all the way to Atlanta, all the way to the wife, and then all the way to Colorado. I don't want to even spend that much time with her. And then you leave us with this responsibility. Man, get that baby out of here. Actually, you are muted while you going off.
Oh, I said exactly. I was like with a newborn at that and an offer. That lady said, "We'll take the baby. I just can't break my promise to her."
I can break my
She,
promise.
knowing her was so deep. I just can't break my promise. Let me get this 1-2 rig and strap the baby straight to my chest. So if a bullet comes, baby's gonna get it first. I said, this is a bad idea from the word go, Xavier. And as a Secret Serviceman, you should know better. But again, episode 4, entitled A Holy Charge, Xavier and Annie travel to Atlanta, contrasting life in this new world and the one he left behind in the bunker. Child. Was he though? Again, this wasn't about Xavier yet. It's not about him yet, but we'll get there at some point. Because immediately we know, as episode 3 ended, she had saved Xavier. He was laying on the couch and she had him handcuffed because Annie doesn't trust people. If you didn't know that, if you didn't learn that in those first 3 episodes, Annie likes being alone and she doesn't trust people. And if you got through this episode, you know that they were going to keep reinforcing that. Annie doesn't trust people. Not all, I can't trust. Don't talk to them. I was like, Annie, relax. So immediately it's very much like, take me to my man. I don't give a damn about anything you got going on, Xavier. I know you're a wife. I know you know everything there is to know about birth and babies. I know. Take me to my man in Colorado. And, just very resolute in her now desire to go see her man, when I'm thinking in the moment, girl, you had every opportunity to go with your man. You didn't have to be here being a single mom who works 2 jobs. You didn't have to do that. And now I'm putting all of my wishes on you, or actually all of my requests and demands. I don't know. I don't like the optics of it. I don't like how it looks that, you know, you're at my behest, black man. Walk next to this horse, black man. Make sure I'm good, black man. Go find help, black man. I don't know. Like I said, they've been playing with me, Tyra, and I don't know how I feel about it. What do you think about her demand in this moment and kind of the entitlement? Yeah, I saved you, so you owe me this. Take me back. Take me back. Take me back to the place.
Girl, the audacity. The audacity. Because the way that it's presented, Annie knew this before he touched down. So at this point, I'm to believe that I was going to try to run across someone prior to me delivering or get all the way to Link. But I know that there's a possibility that I may not make it through this pregnancy. So I have to find someone that I can trust, since I don't trust anybody, and task them with this. This would have worked if from go, you could tell that she felt like, you know what? Xavier is one of them. He's a good man, Savannah. Let me approach this differently. The way the attitude was stank, like, yeah, you're gonna take me. First, I'm handcuffed and you're doing all this patchwork on me. You're helping. Yeah, I helped you. So you owe me this. You're going to take me. But yeah, I have my own children. As respectfully as I can tell you, I have my wife that I'm seeking out. And even if that was the case, I can't take you anywhere before I go and find my own wife. You're taking me. It's like, I don't have to do nothing. Yeah, since you got your degree and you're all healed up and everything, get up around this house and do something. Fix me some tea. I said, girl, what do you think this is? What do you think this is, Annie? Like, I just did not like the approach. If in your heart of hearts you knew that there was a chance, and when we get there, it's like I prepped, I knew that this was coming, and you're the right person for this to happen with because you're a good man, Savannah. If anybody's going to make sure my baby's okay, it's going to be Xavier. Then why wouldn't you treat him as such? Why wouldn't you make him aware to know to make that choice on his own? You didn't. I don't think she knew him enough to have, unfortunately, that type of burden be bestowed up on him. What if he just said no? What if he wasn't who you thought he was? Like, it just was too many open-ended situations that could have ended poorly, not just for her, but for this expected baby. I just didn't feel like there was enough of a connection to go, yeah, you're going to take me. Yeah, you rescued and healed him, but leaving your baby is a completely different thing. And it wasn't even like, I guess she was going through the episode with some type of detachment because she knew that maybe she wasn't going to be there. But present me with that idea. If I'm the man that you think I am, for you to even want to leave your baby with me, you should be able to tell me that and have me make a sound decision. Like, to keep it a secret, and yeah, you're gonna take me after you make this tea. Girl, you better get out of my face. I didn't like the energy. Something about it just rubbed me the wrong way. She was so nasty, and they're trying to present it as, oh, she doesn't trust people. She doesn't trust people enough, even down to Link, for her not even leave in the first place. But yeah, up until the point that you realize that it could be something that it wasn't, I don't feel comfortable with you making it my responsibility to take care of not even the baby at this point, but you, this big pregnant lady in the apocalypse where anything could happen, and now I'm tasked to protect you with my black body. Girl, get out of my face.
I mean, that's how they packaged it for us. But Xavier stands up because Xavier gonna do what? He's gonna stand on big business behind that wife of his. He said, "Listen, but first, my wife, Annie, I'll do your little thing. We can sit out here. We can talk about the tornado you saw. We can sit out here, and something bigger's coming, and the prophecy of it all. We can talk about those things, but we're gonna go see my wife. We're gonna go see about her first because that's why I came out. Latitude, longitude, you know it. I didn't set it over in my sleep. So we're to now believe that these two are fast friends. And he says, you know what, black man, fine. We'll do it your way. Since, as long as we get to go back to Colorado, I'll allow it. And so basically, we find out that they're now going to embark to Atlanta to go and find his wife and then hopefully go to Colorado. Now, all the while, that's happening. We also know that Orphan Annie knows something is wrong. She has been logging her blood pressure for it's what seems like at least a couple weeks, and the numbers are astronomically high. She knows what this means for the baby. She knows what this means for her potentially. And I agree with Tyra in this moment. Since now we're fast friends, we're healing wounds, well, you're good to go now. You're 90%. We're going to go, check on your wife and then we're going to head back. But I'm not going to tell you that I'm potentially in a life-threatening way. Remember, it's the little things. So if you get, don't let that go. If you touch it and it's painful, that means it's probably bad. It's probably infected. And my thing is, you're giving him this lesson on first aid, and you don't take a moment to tell him anything. You actually wait till you get to the Waffle House to write in crayon a letter to your daughter when you had this awareness of what the possibility was the entire time. I didn't like that. For such a, who we're to believe is a calculated, really smart woman, who's, gone to medical school, done all of those things, I would think she'd be thinking ahead and like, I'm going to leave my greatest treasure with this man that I really barely know and not prepare him, not ask him, not do any of those things. I hated this. I thought this was irresponsible. Nevertheless, Tyra, we're going to get on that horse and we're going to head to Atlanta because now I trust Xavier. What did you think about her knowing and keeping this to herself? And then, I'll allow it. We can go on and go to Atlanta now.
I just want to know what happened to the Xavier who was pro self. Where is the Xavier who was pushing side Secret Service? That man said, "Sir, it's my first day as a Secret Service man, and the world is about to end. Can I get in the plane? Can I go with you? Can I get in?" He said, no, I'm sorry, we only have so much room. President said I could go, but you can't go. Like, he's so like resourceful and thinks ahead of every worst case scenario as to what I need to prioritize and what I don't. So how quickly he just adjusted. Well, okay. It's like it just felt like she was rubbing that belly. Like, how many times do I have to put my baby belly directly in your face, Xavier, before you just buckle down? We're playing on those intentions because we know how Xavier feels about the children. It was all of that. But as far as like preparation, where was it? I'm fixing tea. You got a couple more days. Let me give you a couple more days to heal up, get your little strength back up. Hope you like rat for dinner. I said, what, girl? What? It's that bad. Yet and still, you have not prepped to have some things in place. Like you've been in here chilling for umpteen months by candlelight. We didn't try to, go ahead and pillage and gather things like things that your baby may need. Like, girl, something like give me some type of template. They try to do a job of letting us know how resourceful and smart she is. The whole thing about her, now if it's that and it hurts, then yeah, it's probably infected. Like, and it's like, we got it. We got it, last episode. This would have worked so much better. Even though I felt like Annie was going to be Annie, the journey matters. If we would have really gotten to see them bond over time, like let's just say she wasn't this far into her pregnancy, maybe we're in the last trimester, but we just began it and we're going on the journey. And it's like we get there and I can't find my wife. Well, I bonded with you this far. I'm going to stick beside you until you find my wife and until I find my link. We're in this together. And then we go over time. And then eventually we lose this baby. Not right here. This was just too soon. The way that she did not prep anything, the way that, I don't know, I just feel like Xavier acquiesced quickly to me. And I wouldn't expect him to just reject her off the back or just say F you in that pregnant belly or whatever. But it was just like, okay, I'll take you. That's just what it is. I my wife first, of course, but is it the same as, yeah, my wife first, and then once I go re-up, gather resources, get my wife back to safety, maybe get on another plane and come on back down here and get you, girl? Then we can do that. But to go out into the unknown, it would be different if Xavier was familiar with what he was up against. The way Xavier, hi, hey, yeah, what, yeah, we're going down the street. People are still people, and they're so good. You don't know what's out there waiting for you. You've been in the dome, all protected, well fed, as she said. It's not like that out here. This just doesn't seem to be the Xavier that we met first season, and I'm trying to swallow that.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna get there. I do think he's forever changed. I think, you go from kind of this tragedy that happened, you holding all this anger for a man whose fault it really wasn't his fault about your wife, Xavier. And then realizing after his death that no, my wife is alive and there's hope and I had to leave my kids. I think he's in a weird place and I can get that, but I agree. I thought he would have been more staunch in his resolve. I would have thought because he is a trained Secret Service agent that he would say, this is not smart. This is not wise. Like, I think you should stay here. Is there anything I can do to help you prep before I go? And then, like you said, I can swing back later and grab you. I do think Annie, knowing in her own mind what the potentiality was, knew that she was going to be safer out there with him than there
Mm-hmm.
alone. Right. So I guess that was her thing, but still make him privy to that if you're going to be depending on him to assist in, is just my thought. Nicole, I felt more sympathetic. We're in the apocalypse. What choices do you really have? If X didn't arrive, Lord, she would have had to get up out of her shell and go talk to somebody. I mean, everybody's friendly here except in Arkansas. Clearly, these are not like any post-apocalyptic people I've ever met. I'm just saying, in any movie, in any timeline, all of these, we have a band of merry men who don't grape and pillage. We have another family over there who doesn't take you out when you're literally caught stealing. Like, I mean, this is the dream.
Like she
And
didn't nest. Has she not been nesting or like?
planted a plant in front of that window. I saw she did. I was like, oh, she's growing veggies or something. But then
Okay.
they're eating rats. I don't know. I don't, that's beyond me. I was glad when we got out of here. But before we leave, Tyra, I got to show you my man because I'm so proud of him. And can I just take a moment to say, Leo Link in that last frame, Tyra? I said, Leo wasn't looking like that over and Tell Me Lies, Tyra. This a grown man over here. Do you hear
This
me?
is
I said Link now. If y'all don't open up that gate for Link, let Link in. Let Link in. I'm letting Link in, Tyra. I'm letting Leo slash Link, I'm letting him in the house. I am. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. We get to see a picture of him, and immediately we go back to this dream that Tyra told us about last episode that I had glazed over, went back, saw it, and then saw it again, not once, but twice in this episode. We see it as we open up with Link, and he's with the caravan. And what I thought was interesting is that in the dream, both times, in his or the vision or the shared consciousness is what I'm leaning towards now. It's the same exact positioning. Xavier's behind and he's following Link into this light, whatever that means. And so I wanted to know before we go any further, is this a dream? Is this a vision? Is this hallucination? Is this a shared consciousness, Tyra? What is this that we're experiencing and what does it represent?
I mean,
And I
if
know you
it's
don't like to
not
go over
visions,
here. Goes.
I don't, because if it's because it's just like, here we go. If it's not visions, I don't think it's a shared consciousness. I don't think it's a dream. It's either before this all happened or after. It's not giving before because the beard is bearding when we see whatever Xavier sees. But I don't care enough to know about it. That's what I want to get at. I really want to be invested. I don't. I really want to be invested in how they're connected and why we would even have visions. Because when he picked it up and it's like, yeah, that's my man. He's looking like this man looks familiar. Like this is him. Like I know him more. I feel like did I see him? It's like his mind began to race. So we've encountered him in some way. I'm going to assume with Xavier, and we do see that shadow of Xavier following him. I just don't care enough to know when, where, and why. I need some more. I need some more. And if it's some, just don't travel through no time. I don't want no space time continuum. Okay, I just don't want any of that. I just want it to be cool and make sense and logical, like the first season. I'm just really getting concerned because we can't really get into the future too much because we spent a whole lot of time in the past. And I feel like we're going to try to go to the past and make some stuff connect as to now and how Link was a Link all along. And he's the predecessor to something, maybe even before the dome. Like, just give me something else. And then y'all have us spend all this time with Annie just to take her out. And then we're going to take her out to leave this baby with him for what? Well, no, you can't do this. Look at me. I'm such and such. I knew Annie and I brought your baby all the way here. Like the baby is just, the hope right now. And we have to carry it around.
I can't lie. I am definitely invested and I want to know because at this point, and with an Easter egg that we'll get to at the end of the slides, it makes me feel like none of this even exists. It makes me feel it makes me feel like this is all in someone's mind. And I'm just going to sit it there. That's what makes me think it's an implanted or shared consciousness. Like it's really very much to me giving Neo in the little birth canal to whatever situation. But we're going to see. Again, I'm not going to go too deep. I know Tyra don't like that, but we're going to get there because something else is going on.
Then you make your scenarios like all the other mess that we've seen. And then people start throwing around, oh, is everybody dead? Are we in purgatory? Is this a version of hell? No, I'm so tired of us having to go to the grave with everything. Like, just chill. We was chilling first season.
And I know we talked about it last week, and I'm not mad at a simulation if this is all a simulation in someone's mind about what happens when these post-apocalyptic events happen. But I'm inclined to think that it's something else. But anyway, we'll get to it. So now we're heading down the road, Tyra. We're going to Atlanta, where we are driving Miss Daisy, if you will. But I'm walking, and she's on the horse. She's pregnant after all, so I'm going to give her that. It's cute. But Xavier's just being Xavier. Jolly. Look at the sky. It's so beautiful, Annie. Put a smile on your face. Everyone's not bad. Look at these people in this caravan like they're migrating west, manifest destiny and all of the things. The Oregon Trail, if you will, Tyra. And don't talk to them, Xavier. I said, okay, what we're not going to do, Annie, you're not going to make him your boy. Like, I can't. I can't. We just got out of Black History Month. I need you to stop it. Don't talk to them. They are not your friends, Xavier. How do you know? How do you know? They're just living, scratching, and surviving, just like you guys are. He's like, Annie, are you still mad? Are you still mad at me? I wasn't mad at you. I just, you know, Tyra, we are walking Miss Daisy here. What did you think of this moment, the interaction with the very friendly post-apocalyptic crew in their covered wagon? And Annie, don't speak to them, Xavier. You don't open your mouth, buddy.
Well, I did not care for the visual, but I did understand there was only one horse. There was only one horse, and rightfully so. Annie being pregnant, she should be the one riding it while Xavier walked. I was just like, y'all got a lengthy way to go, honey. This is gonna be a long. I was just thinking this entire time, like, think about how quickly you could be moving if she wasn't there. Think about what's going to happen if the wrong element rolls up and you feel the need to prioritize protecting her and this baby, naturally so, because of who you are. I just was thinking liability after liability. But the whole don't speak situation, I did not disagree with Annie. I was like, if you don't shut up, Xavier, I don't know. It just seems like his tactical skills just aren't present. Like he isn't self aware anymore. I would think, because that's his job, guarding the president, I have to anticipate the worst case scenario at all times. I have to be on the tip and the edge of my seat because you never know what's going to happen. It's just, hey, hey, Skip, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, it's the same thing the moment that the plane crashed, and it's just the assumption that oh, everybody's cool, and then the kids, and you meet the person who stabbed you in the first place, that you feel the need to protect the kids. It's just like, don't just anticipate that every person you encounter is going to be a good person. I think that's just unnatural. I think even though she has her own disposition and some things that she hasn't dealt with her mother, and I don't trust people, naturally so, it's still not something bad to keep up with as far as the damn apocalypse. Like it just didn't make any sense for me. It didn't make any sense. I didn't understand why he would be so inviting. Like you never know. A lot of the times in the apocalypse, the person rolling up on you, like we saw earlier, they want to stick you for what you have. I want to take you for what you have. If I have to take you out to collect, I just need something. Doesn't matter. And he's just all chipper and jolly. I mean, towards the end, it was validated for him to, oh, see, I spoke to them and they're actually good people. But you didn't know that beforehand. I'm not saying not be open, but we're not speaking like we're across a white picket fence either. Don't speak, Xavier. It just felt childish for him to do that. Like, why are you testing limits?
It's not if this is all in his head anyway. Because honestly, even if we think about Peter Pan and the Lost Boys, that was a very interesting situation. I don't know. For me, something about this is not having the ring of reality or something. But we're going to ultimately see what happens as we get along. So, don't speak. And immediately now, once we get to the Waffle House, it's something's wrong, Xavier. Something doesn't feel right. I knew something is wrong. And she's going into labor. However, her contractions are still far enough apart that he's got time to run over to those people who, he said, where she said don't speak to. Now, Tyra, and I know this should not have been funny, but as she's there freaking out, and don't leave me, Xavier, don't leave me. Look, I need supplies. I don't have rope. I don't have scissors. I don't have boiling water. I don't have anything I need. Tyra, when he got out there and he took off, where he looked at the horse and he took off running like Forrest Gump, Tyra, I was like, Xavier, please. He ran with, I'll be back in 15 minutes. And I said, you go, Xavier. Again, we're back just to Annie, to me, being irresponsible. It didn't have to get to this point before. We could have been automatically seeking out supplies and things that we would have needed. Again, with her just being so much of a forethinker, and me and my post-apocalyptic mind in terms of foraging, everything empty that we pass, we're going to stop in and see if we can collect some things, because you're literally about to have a baby. You are not 2 or 3 months in. You are at the end of your pregnancy. You're aware. And like you said, something's wrong and you knew it all along. Now we get over here, Tyra, to the nicest post-apocalyptic people you'll ever meet. Xavier breaks in. Hello, anyone home? All right, I guess not. I'm going to just take a few things and I'll leave. Sun comes out. What the hell are you doing? Finally, Xavier puts some of that gusto into action and nails him down. And then Papa comes out, get your hands off my boy. I said, oh, wow, it's about to go up in flames. Next thing we know, they're back at the Waffle House with them because Xavier is just that convincing, Tyra. Talk to me not only about, again, something's wrong, Xavier. I knew the whole time, but now this nice, friendly group of people who are going to midwife for Annie and bring all the supplies we need that were just
I
up the road.
I just hated that she didn't prepare Xavier or say anything because they spend so much time, especially him, talking about parenthood and what's so great about it. And but he also talks about the risk factor and how scary it is and how you're always and never really settled and you're always kind of in fear of the unexpected. And even though we're in the apocalypse, there's still a possibility to have these milestones and these grand moments as a parent and really get into the hype of what it means to be a mother. It was just give and take. So it feels like with the narrative, it would have been a good time to go, okay, now that I'm kind of done reading the room and we've spent this time together and we've shared our little war stories, let me tell you what's really going on here in the capacity that I may need you in. It was just like, no, we got all the way to that moment. He's like, oh Lord, as far as Xavier was concerned, the baby was coming. He didn't think anything else of it. I need to get somebody here. I'm not prepped for this. Let me go get help. But it wasn't like, oh, it's happening and you could die and this baby is going to be my responsibility or maybe the next person. Either way, I have some decisions to make that I wasn't prepared for when I met you, umpteen days ago. It's just not the same shared levity to me. Now these really nice people, this is strange. These are the things that make me
God.
feel like this is like some simulation. And I'm like,
Yeah.
if paradise is a representation of a simulation and what if the apocalypse happens, how would your everyday average human being act? This is the Xavier, this is the Synopsis of the world, this that, and then you don't get the outcome that you want and then we reset and do it all over again. Please leave me alone. These very very nice people, um not to say that we wouldn't meet, some nice reasonable people in apocalypse, but just every single person that we've met, it's just they go out of their way from the beginning in that first episode to really show that people are almost kind of savages at this point, especially when we met them, the little Neverland Lost Boys children. Like people have gotten to that level of, oh, okay, whenever you die, I'm going to steal your jacket. I'm going to steal your food. What you got in that bag? You look well fed. Where did you come from? But we also have people here who are really nice. We're caring. We're willing to help a stranger who came in here and said someone was pregnant. We're also willing to maybe take on a baby, even though, we're barely getting by ourselves. We're kind. We bury people with dignity. Did you know anything about it? Did you know her name? But it's like, it's just a little bit of the same as far as the people that we're encountering. Something about this just feels false. It feels like a test. I don't know. And I'm like, if this is where we're going, I guess, but this just isn't what I expected as far as the show that we were getting at first. I really thought that we were going outside the dome and we were getting into the people. Now it just feels like a test, and at any given moment, somebody could press reset and see what Xavier does this time. Please leave us alone.
We shall see. We shall see. Now, getting back to the bunker and rewinding time 3 years ago, because they got to give us a parallel. They're always going to give some parallels in this show, right? So we have a new hope. And this is our girl. I don't know if you guys watch the Netflix show On My Block, but the young lady who is giving birth is from that show, and I adore her. I can't remember her character's name on My Block. Jasmine, but she's hilarious over there. So it was awesome. I like to see our people working. You know what I mean? And representation matters. So it's amazing. And so now we have President Cal, who's super stoked and excited because this is our first baby in the bunker, in paradise. The people are going to be excited. This is going to represent a new day, a new hope. How about she name the baby Hope? You think she would name the baby Hope? He is amped. He is so excited. He can't contain himself. And everybody is looking at him sideways. Sinatra, come on. Oh, I forgot. This probably really is hard for you. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go. Scrub in, Xavier, President. I don't think you should go in there. Sir, if you don't get your ass scrubbed up too, we're going in here. We're gonna birth this baby. Her husband is with somebody else on a plane somewhere. So we get again a new hope for the bunker. This was like the idea that life can be sustained down here. There's a future, right? And I think that's what babies are a lot of times symbolic of. A new era, a future, a new beginning, a new hope, a new start. Did this resonate with you at all? I love Cal so bad. Y'all will never make me hate President Cal. I don't give a damn.
I was scared. I was anticipating something bad. Because when we had this and paralleled it with Annie giving birth or just pregnancy overall themes, I was like, does this end well? Because the president was too excited. He was ecstatic. And we know he never had a happy day since he got his ass down there in the dome. It's just been it's been terrible. It's been, a descend down until his life was gone. So just to see him with so much glee, and it's like, oh my God, it's the first baby. Like, yeah, and it's just like, oh, he's so happy. So they're about to crush his dreams. They're about to crush his dreams. I was really trying to get into this. What really I guess maybe had me a little on the fence was Sinatra's reaction. Sinatra makes my nerves bad. I was like, get her away from that baby. I didn't know what she was gonna do or what she was coming for. There's just some unfinished, sinister energy always coming off of Sinatra in her connection with children, via her own or the one that she lost. It just gave, if I can't have my baby, you can't either. I didn't know what she was about to do. I was like, girl, don't you leave your baby with Sinatra. Get her out of here. But this is the instance where it makes me feel like there's a possibility for a redo or reset. Because why do we keep having these flashbacks? Now, a flashback could tie us into, get us back to Link in the beginning and how this all started and why he's so important or why he's at the gates, later on. But this also feels like whenever we decide to press reset, it won't be as big of an adjustment because people died, but they're still here. You still get flashbacks, you still get feelings. And like, it feels like a moment to kind of get us out of our seats. And it's just like, and reset. It's just like, oh my God, all of the great people that we love are back. Like, okay, here we go. Now let's see how this all plays out. I just don't see in the greater scheme of things what benefit we have to really have these flashbacks when everything felt so final in the first season. And it's just no reason to not just move forward with what's happening outside of the dome or what's happening with Sinatra. But we're still going back. We're still like, it's like, remember the president, remember Billy, remember these faces. We're still like, it feels like they're going to come back again in some way. I don't know. It does. But I'm like, why y'all doing this? But don't leave your baby with Sinatra. I enjoyed the themes of New Hope and having really soft moments with the president because early on for a lot of that first season, we got some torture, we got some sadness and a lot of blame, and it just was nice to see that he had such a positive outlook upon getting here because I think this is maybe 3 months into the bunker and it's like he's for the people and oh my God, think of the inspiration that this is going to be like. This is new life and I'm going to be here, girl. Who not here? I'm coming in there. I'm going to scrub up and be there with you. We're going to get through this. We're going to be okay. I just love to see that side of him because we didn't really get time outside of him being an alcoholic a lot of the time and listening to his good old 80s and 90s rock. But this Miss Ma'am here, the way she was flipping back and forth with, okay, yeah, I just wanted to come. I said, I didn't even know baby stuff. Where you get that little raggedy ass Lego toy? Where you dig that up from? She's like, yeah, I know. It just felt like a way for her to get in the house. And she was like, well, yeah, who hasn't slept? Me. Come on in here and watch my baby while I take a nap. I was like, girl, don't leave your baby with Sinatra. But thankfully, it all seemed to go well. I don't know what she's planning, but even at that moment, I think we're 3 months in, hey, don't you know that one day soon we're going to get to go up and go out and you're going to see the sun. So you already knew. You've just been holding on to this information this entire time. And this is maybe going to get us back to what she's harvesting that energy for.
This is all Alex, in my opinion. The I have a plan, baby. You're going to have a future. You're going to see the real sunrise. And I'm like, what were we? Yeah, this is Alex. And I don't know if this is some regeneration. I don't know. But I think her main issue outside of, saving humanity, because I don't really think that's ever what Sinatra wanted. She is very much obsessed with her son. And
Yeah.
I think the possibility of getting him back, of rewinding time, of doing something is what she's been spending all her money on and working
Everything.
on for all these years. I really do, because she didn't take that like a normal loss. It was like, no, 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 I don't care what that doctor said. Let's go to another one. Let's go to another one. Baby, we've exhausted. I don't give a damn. I've got money. I can figure this out. And I think she's, like I said, and I know you
That's
don't want to
that
give me time
reset.
continuum.
Because I know we're going. Actually, we
But when
watching
I
the TV.
told
I
you
know that's
that
where we're going.
the cast, those people are still
They're
main
still
cast.
there. They're
They
still
are. They're
there.
main cast. They're not guest stars. So
It's just
they're going to be here.
unexpected, but I don't know. I think not so much predictable, but it's kind of up familiar alleys to go, oh, okay, this is the new spin that gives the reset for me to get my son back. But of course, giving with time, this ripples and changes everything for everything else. So what does everybody else's life look like now that you've gotten your son back? I mean, I'll watch it.
I mean, and I'm hoping they subvert all of our expectations, because, like I said, the little Easter egg that they drop really does have me questioning everything. But now we get another new hope, because, like I said, if they're not going to do anything, we're going to mirror it. And let me go back to Sinatra really quick, because I agree. Don't ever take a nap on Sinatra. Don't ever let that heifer hold your baby. I was like, oh God, it's population control. She's going to unalive the mother. And then when the mother started having complications, I was like, oh, this is going to be a disaster. I just had to throw that in there. But now our another new hope, the babies come out, but the placenta will not pass. And then we get the explanation that this is preeclampsia and there's nothing they can do. They have no medication. There's nothing they can do to lower her blood pressure. And the fact that she knew this all the time, but it's never, I'm going to hold my baby once. All right. And then go ahead and take my baby. Xavier, hold my hand. Hold me. Hold me, Xavier. This letter that I wrote in red crayon, make sure she gets it. And you get my baby to her father. Promise me, Xavier. This was probably the oddest death that I've seen in a long time. I was like, is she flashing back to the Divergent days? I was like, Shailene, I know, baby, I know. It was just so off-putting. It was, I was like, I was like, is it alienation? I didn't know what was going on when she passed. And I think that probably took me out of the emotion and the sentimentality of the moment, Tyra. But here we go. We got this new baby, and it's time to face the world. And then of course we have to see Annie go. And Xavier, Sterling K. Brown, if he's not gonna do anything, y'all, he gonna shed a tear. He gonna shed a cute couple tears. And the way he cried, yes, Annie, I'll keep it, Annie. Give me the Annie. Oh God, I can't. Damn. It was supposed to be touching, and I think for some people it's touching. But again, the sounds and the movements that she was making during her untimely passing, Lord, it took me out of it. I'm so sorry.
It's odd because he didn't expect it. He's like, somebody come look at this. Somebody, get down here and do something. Close her up. Stop the bleeding. And he's hearing preeclampsia. There's nothing anyone can do. I'm just gonna, pretty much bleed to death here. And now, this baby promised. Girl, you can't get me to promise you anything like this on the fly. I think that was for me to not really like her. And then we get into such an intense moment, pending manipulation for you to take on this responsibility of my baby? Girl, I didn't ask you for this. And he's like, I promise? I promise. Like, it was, I just really didn't like Xavier being put in this position. The whole death, and it's just, he's breaking down, and the people are like, it's like, well, like, did you know her? Did you not? And it's like, man, nah, man. I really just met her. I don't know anything about her, but
what's your middle name? Yeah, don't know that. The year she was born? No, don't know that.
I'm responsible for this baby, though. Yeah. Come on. I don't know. I just felt like this was too soon. If we were going to do this and expect this connection to really connect to us, for us to feel this, and for even Xavier to feel that strong obligation to, yes, I'm going to do this for you, we needed 2 more episodes with Annie, in my opinion. We need a little bit more time. We needed to go on the journey some more. But with this and him still not just believing, like, oh, you're about to die and you're leaving this in my lap and making me make these promises to get your baby, if not to the dome and to a family that can take care of her, just to the dad. That's a lot. And it's just like, yes, I'm going to do it. And we know that he's a good man, Savannah, so he's going to do it. But it's like, you shouldn't have to. And that's not your responsibility. And just because she was in a way here, as tragic as it is, doesn't mean that it should be. This was just manipulation to me.
It was manipulation. And look at her, y'all. She looks so bad going out
And
here. I
then
didn't remember. Go watch
she's like
it.
going out of her way this episode because he's like, and that explains why she hasn't nested or why she waited so long to write that letter, or why even at this moment you would think I'm gonna die. I want to spend as many of these moments with my baby as possible. Let me try to. It was just like, no, I don't want to connect because I know I'm not gonna be here. But giving that, since you knew that you weren't gonna be, why didn't you prepare yourself a bit more, prepare your baby and prepare Xavier? No, you just lay this at my feet. Girl, lay down. I was like, girl, get off me.
Yeah. And again, and we talked about it last week, and I said, I was like, why aren't they fully fleshing her out as a person? It was just very one note and kind of one dimensional with her character. Like, okay, she's type A, she wants to be alone, leave her alone. I don't like people, I don't trust people. But who else was Annie? And in this, it really just kind of begs the question, was she always just kind of cold and shut off? Because again, this was something that you created. This was a baby that you brought forward, that you protected for these, how 40 weeks, whatever. And now we get here. And like you said, I don't even want to hold her, really. I'll hold her this one time and then you take her, not even to say goodbye. And I thought that was really tragic. And then, like I said, we had to witness this terrible passing, because girl, just and it lasted a long time. It lingered. I was like, she gonna bleed out or what? Like, don't hurry up.
Long time, girl. I thought we were waiting for them to bring the baby back to her. I was like, are you gonna at least feed the baby or something? You got some skinty milk in there? Like,
we needed to try to get some, salvage what we could, because who got formula? You got cows? How you gonna feed this baby? Anyway, who's white baby? And we are headed to Atlanta. Now, Tyra, we've got this white baby strapped to our chest in a makeshift parachute. They stitched this thing together. It took 5 of them. And the lady says, are you sure you want to take this baby? Because the baby can stay here. We don't have a lot, but what we do have, we'll share. The baby will be taken care of. We'll be straight. And my thing is, Xavier, you could have left this baby and picked it up on the way back. Like, it was not necessary for you to go with this white baby strapped on your chest to go to Atlanta. But Xavier, nevertheless, makes it to Atlanta horseback with this baby and meets a man, Tyra, and asks about his wife. Oh, you're here for Terry? You're here? Where's my wife? So Terry, yeah, my wife. How do you know my wife? She was my partner. She was my best friend, the closest thing to a sister. I said, at first I was like, did Terry get married again?
That's what I thought.
Yeah, when she said partner, and then it was like, and I fear I've lost her. I fear I've lost her. Now, what the hell are we supposed to do with that, Tyra? Because now he done got to Atlanta with a white baby strapped to his chest, and now Terry's not even there. What are we, and who is this big man, and is he telling the truth? How did that scene make you feel? Is he telling the truth? And where does Xavier go from here?
Child, Xavier lost me when he opted to take this baby with him. I feel like the Xavier would have made the safer choice, because now the baby's just out in the open. If anybody tried to pop you, the baby's getting hit. The baby is is a Teflon vest at this point. Like, why? If some blows are struck, like what sense does this make? I just didn't think there was anything wrong with, if them people went out of their way to even do that. I think they showed their weight in gold just as much time as you had to over there with Annie, to show that they were capable and, good people to leave the baby with, and he still opted to take the baby. All right, fine. Sounds risky. Then we get down here. All of a sudden, he's a mad black man again. I said, where was all this smoke when we were down there, down the hill with old Auntie M? Before we took this baby in. Yeah, where was my wife? I need my wife. Oh, okay, yeah, she's not here. I always thought that it was going to be a big leap to just assume that she would still be there in the first place. That was already a lot. But just to come there and expect that, it's Xavier. These are the only, clues that we have left. This is what I'm going to go back to. The man telling the truth. Who knows what the truth is? in this realm. Just even the way he popped out, the way he hesitated with partner, which is odd to me. I thought he was gonna say, yeah, yeah, I mean, I know Terry real intimate, like this gonna be like, what? But time has passed, things happen. Who knows? We were in survivor mode, we connected. I was like, ooh, this will be real juicy. But my wife, they weren't gonna do that. I mean, at this point, we're going to need someone to connect him to Terry since we don't know. So I'm going to assume that this man is telling the truth and maybe we're going to go on the journey. Maybe they can take turns holding this white baby because we're going to need some help. Maybe that's going to be the case. But as far as like someone took her for what? Took her to do what? Once again, are we pressing reset later to make different decisions? Because why are we taking Terry anywhere? I don't know. I don't know.
So Terry is with Link in them.
I mean,
That's
as far
what
as
they're saying
like
in the chat.
but our Link, did we get confirmation that Link's crew were running around like collecting people like Pokemon? Because she didn't say like, oh, she went voluntarily. She knew that they were going to go to the dome and stage this coup or whatever. It was just like, no, they took her. Took her for what? Why would they take her?
I don't know. That was lost on me. If she's over there, I needed to see her. I needed to see her.
It seemed involuntary, and then once again, if she is there, that's probably something that they're leaving up in the air. So when we meet and it's like, I have your wife, and yeah, I have your wife, Xavier, as Link, because I know exactly who you are. This vision and connecting in different, like, we're just about to do the red tape. It's gonna be red string all over the show.
Now, Terry's a doctor, but a doctor of what, y'all? Like, I know, so maybe it's for her expertise in some area. Didn't she have like some sort of specialization? That's what she was working for, like her big goal when she was talking to him in the hospital. Y'all drop it in the comments. Let me know. What is she doing for them?
Even with that, and we were trying to take people who would be resourceful. I mean, didn't Annie show her weight in gold? I'm a doctor.
No. This
Right?
lady's accomplished. Terry's known. She's published, Tyra. Don't nobody know Annie in Graceland. Don't nobody know Annie.
Okay.
Don't nobody know Annie. But now we get over here. Love Actually is all around you. If you haven't watched Love Actually, go watch it. It's my favorite holiday movie. Anyway, apologies on Love Actually, you guys, but I'm not sure if you have sound. Open them doors. I said open them doors. And if you don't, I'm going to say it nice for right now. But Leo Link said he wasn't playing with y'all. And I said, he's so fine. Come to my door and do Love Actually, Link Leo. Link Leo. I mean, you want to get in here, but what are you getting in here to do with all these tanks? Do you think these people are going to let you in? And I want to know, do we have any hitters other than Snow White Assassin? Because I'm like, they're militarized out here. They got trucks and tanks and automobiles and a campsite right outside the bunker. What are y'all going to do? And Leo Link, what are you going in there to get? Who, what is Alex? That's what I want to know. That's what he's trying to go in here to get. Tyra, Love Actually is all around. So I done wrote out these cards with my good permanent marker. It's the last one we got. And I need y'all to open up these doors. Open them doors.
Open them doors. They're casting this shadow of like villainy around him. It's like, I think they want us to not know which way to go with him. Like, is he good? Is he bad? Just how we met him in the whole situation with Billy, it seems like he would have some type of vendetta because y'all co-opted my idea that I worked on. You killed my father / mentor, role model type situation. And now you've gone and locked me out of the dome, something that I had a hand in. Whatever happened. We don't know nothing about that. We don't know too much of anything about Alex. I don't know. In some way, it's something connected that he feels like he missed out on and he needs to get in there. And it's like, I'm going to act nicely before, I pull out the hammer. What are you going to pull out? Like, how reinforced is this dome to where that you guys would be protected? I mean, artillery doesn't look like much, Leo Link. It don't look like too much out there, but, who's to say? Who's to say what all he knows, and he won't know, certain codes or weak points. And if I just hit, apply a little pressure here, I'm in there like nothing. And then we're all exposed. Just open the door, and I'm going to ask really politely. But just for now, I hope we got more than Snow White down there. There has to be more. I mean, we've seen the team, but in the way that they were handling themselves, even when we had the Duke out situation with Xavier first season, it didn't give a whole lot. It didn't give a whole lot, especially in comparison to these people who have been out living in the world. I'm sure they're willing to go even lower and have more, tact as far as, oh, yeah, you guys are real cute and comfortable in here. Let's go on in here and show these people what we're worth. It could get messy. I just want to know: are we rooting for Link Leo or no? What are we doing? Because we think, as far as we're concerned, Sinatra was the villain. So is this a villain as well? And where does Xavier fit in that?
I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for Link. Link in that dream
Just
for a
because he
reason.
fine. I'm not gonna. You just think he attractive, Ashley.
He is, and you know how I feel about attractive people. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be the villain. I think he's ready to get it back in blood because he feels wronged for some reason. I will say this: that the merry band of gentlemen, they were all skilled in one area or another. So I'm sure they have a munitions expert or somebody who can create some incendiary device potentially. So I don't think he's capping. Like, I think he's got something to back it up, or maybe he's got, telekinetic powers. Maybe we're going to go X-Men. I don't know. I'm just ready to see what the happenings are going to be. But
I know, Ashley. I said, who are you coming asking, politely? I said, you not Negan. What are we doing here? Like, make it make sense for me. Make it real cute before I get upset, okay?
It's giving
The Walking Dead. I was like, Negan,
with the little smile and everything. I was like, all right, Leo Link, you can come in, Bookie. Come on,
Bookie, with your little cute stuff. You are not a Negan. Get your little signs and back up off of this door.
Oh, but that was like the events in the episode. But there is one Easter egg that I had to point out because I immediately wrote it down or put it in my notepad because I wanted to talk about it. He's reading a book called The Last Man, which is a book by Mary Shelley, and it was published in 1826, and it's a post-apocalyptic sci-fi story about a devastating plague that wipes out humanity. And there's one single survivor, Lionel Verney, who's set to wander the world. But in this book, apparently it critiques all of these different parts of society, and each character is representative of a certain archetype, right? Like in politics and love and life and all of these things. So I just want to know, it's making me feel like Xavier is the last man, like in that this is a chronicle of those things, but that it's just him. Has to be in his head in some capacity. And of course, his job is basically to chronicle and write down the end of an age, right? An end of an era, and focus on what does it say? Hold on, I have notes. This idea of utopia and the possibility of it, but how inherently by nature mankind will always find a way to destroy it. And so rather than try to keep up with it, everyone is eliminated except for him. And he's literally like the last man standing.
So Ashley said, "Oh, so everybody dead."
Why
Everybody died.
Y'all didn't put this book up here for no reason. Like,
I saw it when I saw it, and I didn't go this deep. But when I saw The Last Man, I say, "Oh, so now Xavier is the last man, as in like last man on Earth, as in Will Smith wandering the streets with his dog." Can y'all please? Can you please?
I Am Legend. That's what I thought about. I said, oh, okay, that's what we're doing.
I was like, oh, here we go.
Or what was that one we watched last time? Earth Abides. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like that we have questions. I just hope they deliver on it. We're so far away from where we were.
It's season 1.
It is. I want to get engrossed in it because I really liked where I thought we were going to pick up, and I want to like and care about this just as much. This just seems like a collection of things that we've seen done before and done better. So I want to know how we have. There's nothing here that it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, it's giving Walking Dead. Oh, it's giving I Am Legend. Oh, it's giving The Matrix. And I know it's hard to like reinvent the wheel, but there was something about the first season that felt authentic and original in a way. It felt like its own, thing. This feels like, oh, we're going to take from all of these things and give you one big thing. And a lot of the times when they try to get, big in the universe, the show suffers. I don't want it to suffer, and I don't want that baby on his chest to suffer. Make it make sense for me real soon.
Just get the baby somewhere situated immediately and sat down somewhere. But no, I'm still excited. I'm interested in the show just because I'm curious about, because again, we have strayed so far from what we thought season 1 was, and to find out that this is going to be a 3-season show, they're ending it after the 3rd season. They're going to have to resolve this. So we're going to get somewhere this season ultimately. And I love Sterling K. Brown. I'm gonna support every single time. So I'm excited to see where it goes. And I like the air of suspense sometimes. You know what I mean? But outside of that, Tyra, do you have any theories about what's next? Any whatsoever?
The white baby is gonna starve soon if we don't get some food in her. That baby was crying. I said, somebody shut that baby up. That baby was crying a lot. Now, I was all happy. I was like, ooh, signs of life. Her baby's crying. We had the flashback of our girl Jasmine. On my block, the baby was crying. I was like, okay, everybody, baby is okay. And then the baby kept crying. I was like, what are we supposed to feed this baby? What are you gonna do? While you going out here with the horse and the baby? What's gonna happen with that? I see Xavier going down memory lane with his wife's partner. He's her best good friend, because I connected with her. She's one of the few people in the world still alive that I just love. Like, they took her. We're gonna connect and probably retrace steps. What do you mean they? Who are they? What happened? What were they wearing? Da, 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 da. Where she's my best friend, I'm gonna go with you to seek her out, and we're gonna go on the journey, and they can take turns holding this baby and trying to find formula and food. Because hello, hopefully we get into how tactful Link can be and what he's willing to do. How much time are you going to wait before we open or get in there? What's going to do get with that? I really want to revisit our black woman who's behind enemy lines and being lied on and saying that she took out the president. I want to go over there and see how she's coping and what she's putting together, who's she reaching out to, because allies such as an Xavier, he's an outcast. He's not down there. Who's there and who's going to believe you besides, our therapist? I want to get back to the president's son. He's down there talking to the maker. What's happening with that? I need us to get back to the episode that we left off of. As soon as we get the coordinates or whatever together and Xavier gets on his journey with that new best good friend, get us back into the dome. What's happening with them, and what is Sinatra or everybody else who's in the position now that the president's dead doing to counter these people on the outside saying, open the door?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited to get back to the bunker as well. Like I said, at this point, to me, it's just Xavier. He's the only one real. Everyone else is something else. That's my early thought. But we will see. But you guys, that was Paradise Season 2, Episode 4, In Our Way. Tyra, anything else you want to let people know before we get out of here and head on over to the next live?
Yeah, join us shortly for Before the 90 Days. Please be there for that. We should be wrapping up, which I really want to get into, closing out The Beauty after those last episodes, because they said get her done. We're going to give you 2 episodes in 1 week because we want to knock this on out of the park. We should be wrapping that up this week. I can't wait to talk about that. I want to get into Love Story because I didn't get to share my opinions on this most recent toxic, terrible episode. And we need to talk about that as well as whatever's coming next. Yeah, be on the lookout for those things. And there's always Cross. We need Cross, don't we? There's some other things coming down the pipeline and some new things that we'll be watching and maybe incorporating. So have your notifications on and hit that like button if you feel like that baby's going to starve.
Let us know. And shout out to the 100 people who came through tonight. We appreciate y'all for being here and still here. Check out the previous lives if you want to catch up and find out our thoughts on episodes 1 through 3. I have an upload and we have lives for that as well. So please run those up. And yeah, we'll see you in a few short minutes for 90 Day Fiance. Have a great night.